Hello, welcome back to Seconds with Silk. I'm Silkauskas. Really glad that you're watching today. Today I want to share how to make a decision that you're not sure how to make. It's not right or wrong, it's not black or white, it's maybe gray, you're not really sure, and you just need help. You need God's guidance. You need Him to lead you in this decision. Well, I want to start by sharing a story. I remember when I was in college, I was just about to graduate. I was in my spring semester. I had to go back for my fall semester, but in the spring I was asked to come on board as an intern for a church that I worked at a couple of summers prior. And I was asked, and the last couple of times I said yes, no problem, but for some reason I did not have peace about saying yes, and so they needed an answer by a certain deadline. I prayed and I just didn't have a peace in my heart, so I said no. Well, then I continued to finish my spring semester, and now I have no summer job, and so I'm beginning to look for a job. I'm just handing in applications, and something God put on my heart to do is to meet with my senior pastor at my church, and so I scheduled an appointment. It was about a week away, and 2 days before that appointment, God gave me a dream. In the dream, my pastor asked me to come on board and be the youth pastor, and I said, well, I don't want to perform. I want to speak the word, preach the truth, and I want to minister in the power of the Spirit. And that was my dream, and I woke up. And so then 2 days later, I go into the meeting, and sure enough, in the meeting, the pastor asked me to come on board and be the youth pastor. And I said, okay, but I don't want to perform. And this time, in reality, I didn't say the rest. He said the rest. He cut me off and said, good, I want you to preach the word and I want you to minister in the power of the Spirit. At that point, I knew it was God and I had complete peace about it. And so, sure enough, by that next week, I was the youth pastor. It's a really cool story, but the point of the story is I want to show two scriptures. One is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways and He will direct your path. So there's times that in my own mind, it would not make sense to say no to a ministry position that would pay pretty well and that would be another great opportunity. But I wasn't just trusting my own mind. I was trusting God. I was acknowledging Him, praying about it, and then all of a sudden He directed me. He led my path. How? In Colossians chapter 3, it says, let the peace of God rule in your heart. And that rule is an authoritative term, like in sports, for example, the umpire, the referee would say, you're out. He would make the final call. So he's saying, let the peace of God make the final call in your decisions, in your decision making. And so you may not know what decision you should make about a relationship, about a job, about a difficult circumstance or situation in your life. And my encouragement to you is this, to trust the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding what your own thinking is, but rather pray about it. Acknowledge Him. He will direct your path, and oftentimes He will lead you by His peace. He did not give me peace about that first position, so I said no. Then He led me, and He gave me perfect peace about where I'm presently today, 7 years later, and that God has blessed me along that journey just because I followed Him. I was acknowledging Him, and He was directing my path and giving me peace. So I encourage you today, and I just charge you with allowing the peace of God to rule your heart, to make those authoritative decisions. Allow God's peace to guide you in the difficult times when you don't know what to do. Simply bring it to Him in prayer and allow His peace to lead you. And I promise you, He will be faithful to lead you, and you will look back and you'll be extremely glad that you trusted in Him and that you acknowledged Him and that you saw that, man, God, you are good and you did direct my path. Thank you. So I hope you enjoyed this week. Really look forward to seeing you next week.